Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box as a confirmation. The chat is open now. Thank you, Veerapaneni. Thank you, Adazola. Thank you, Prajwal. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you, Tarun. Thank you, Venu. Thank you all. Thank you all very much for your confirmations. Thank you all for joining in spite of postponing the session a couple of times. Thank you for your interest in showing towards learning of our Linux administration. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. What is our plan for today? You will understand the importance of Linux administration. Without any delay, let's get into the practicals. We'll be installing VMware Workstation software. I'll also show you the steps. I'll also give you the software which helps you to install this VMware Workstation on your personal laptop or desktop. And then we'll be creating a Linux machine using an ISO file. I'll be also giving you an ISO file using which you can also create a Linux environment so that you can get started with Linux. Okay. So before moving on to today's agenda, let me quickly introduce myself. This is Sunil Kopavarupu from Logic Labs Technologies Private Limited. I'm having more than 10 years of experience in IT industry. I started my career with Oracle and then I have shifted my platform to AWS and then DevOps. Couple of years I spent in Python development, Django framework. Okay. Now I'm interested to share my knowledge with respect to the Linux administration because Linux administration is very, very important for all the resources who are into non-development platform. If you are a developer, if you are a Java developer or Python developer, probably okay, that's okay. You can ignore Linux administration because it could not be the priority for you. For all the resources in the IT industry who are into non-development, you may be database administrators, you may be system administrators, you may be network administrators, you may be aiming for network administrators, cyber security engineers. If this is your plan to stabilize your career with respect to non-development track, with respect to operations field, a Linux administration is a very, very important skill set that should be in your resume. Having Linux administration in your resume adds value to it. Day in and day out, most of the servers in the industry are maintained on Linux machines. Having the ability to understand the Linux operating system, tuning the Linux operating system with respect to the business requirements is a very, very important skill set everyone should possess. Considering the importance of Linux administration, I have started this particular course. Clear? Clear about this? So before moving on, anybody wants to have a speak? Anybody wants to introduce yourself? If you want to introduce yourself, please raise your hand. Please mention your location, your experience, and any specific reasons for learning Linux. You can share your thoughts. Anybody wants to have a talk, please raise your hand. Perfect. Good morning, Venu. How are you doing? Your location, your experience, please.
Hi, I have been a SAN admin for the past 6 years. So now I am looking to learn Linux to enhance my skill set and contribute to cloud-based initiatives.
Very good. You are a storage area network administrator. Good. As you know, Venu,
Correct.
the complete storage is moving on to cloud, isn't it? So very less companies are maintaining SAN on premises. Am I right? So the complete world and the
Correct.
infrastructure is moving to cloud. So we cannot escape from Linux. Linux is very, very, you know Linux, or is the first time you're learning it?
Little bit I know because I am managing Linux servers in our environment.
Okay. But you want to have more detailed understanding about the Linux administration. Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you, Venu. Thank you for joining. I am sure you'll enjoy the training. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Tosin. How are you doing?
Hey, Sonny, how are you doing again? It's been a long time.
Thank you for joining again. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, the last time I was in your class was 2020 or 21 thereabout for AWS.
3 years back.
Yeah, 3 years back. Yeah, I did AWS and DevOps and and Azure with you. You're kind of a good person, right? Yeah,
How
I
did you
enjoyed my
enjoy?
class
How
there.
did you enjoy the AWS and DevOps training which I have given it to you?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good. I enjoyed it, and that's why I'm joining again for your Linux.
Very good. I'm sure you
Yeah.
equally enjoy these sessions also.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm joining. Then I
So
was
may I know your current experience and current role you're working on?
all right. So I'm a senior consultant network security, and I do a lot of project on security, firewalls, and
Wow.
cybersecurity. So I have SSCP. I'm currently uh, writing my CSSP. So I just want to know more. I don't know what I've known. I use Linux, but I just want to see if there's something that is left that I need to know. And Logilag have been having a good kind of good part in me because I learned a lot from you guys. So I just want to explore more and see if I can learn more from you
Sure.
again. Yeah,
Sure, Tosin. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for following our updates with respect to new courses and batches. I'm sure you'll have
yeah,
something take away at the end of the course.
yeah, sure, sure.
Thank you, Tosin.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So Linux is very important. So let's get started. So if anybody asks you, if I ask you anyone, a very simple question. If I ask you what is Linux, obviously your answer will be Linux is an operating system. Agree or not? Isn't it? Like Windows is an operating system, Linux is also an operating system. Now, why Linux is so special? You need to know the importance of Linux. Okay. So, why Linux is preferred in the industry, especially with respect to server side operating systems? What makes Linux special? Okay. Look at this. I have prepared a quick notes which helps you to understand the importance of Linux. As mentioned, Linux offers a great degree of security. Security is the highest concern. If the priority is security, so day by day there are a lot of cyber attacks happening. Security is the highest concern every organization, every corporate is. So Linux is an operating system which provides the highest level of securities when compared to many other operating systems, which is very, very critical. Linux requires no antivirus programs for protection. It's itself, the operating system is very highly protected. Do you think it's a very important advantage? Yes, it is. What is like specialty of Linux is Linux provides a higher degree of security. It's very, very difficult to crack a Linux operating system. It is very difficult to crack Windows, but it is very, very difficult to crack a Windows or Linux operating system. It is highly secure. And security is one of the most important high priority concern for all the organizations, isn't it? So this particular operating system, Linux, provides a greater degree of security than many other operating systems that does not require any antivirus programs for protection. Linux offers high degree of stability. The machines, the hardware, the servers, it could be database servers or application servers should be very, very stable. The machines should be running 24/7 to handle the high network traffic, requests from client servers. So such kind of machines need a high stable operating system. Linux provides a high degree of stability, requires less disk space to work. If you're running some applications on Linux, the applications on Linux requires little disk space. At the same time, memory also requires very little, and provides a very powerful networking capabilities. Communication between the machines, communicating between the environments, communicating between different locations, connecting between the client servers. Needs a very important network capabilities. Linux is highly mature with respect to networking capabilities and puts the softwares in the hand of a user. Users will be very happily working on the required applications which are installed on Linux. That's why Linux is special. Linux is special because of its security. Linux is special because of its stability. Linux is special because of its networking capabilities. These are the very important reasons why clients prefer to run Linux, to run server's machine on Linux operating system when compared to many other operating systems available. Linux is very important because of its stability. Linux system administrator ensures the system is running smoothly and efficiently to meet your business requirements, demand with respect to business requirements. Security, as I mentioned. As a Linux administrator, you have to maintain the security of the system by preventing unauthorized access and protecting the sensitive data. With respect to cost reduction, Linux operating system administrators can help reduce cost by enabling open source software. Linux is an open source software, isn't it? You can save. Linux is very helpful. You can save time with respect to automation as well as deployment of applications. Applications can be deployed very fastly in Linux operating system. Linux operating is very, very friendly with respect operating system. With respect to automation. As you know, shell scripting is very important part of Linux administration. So shell scripting is very friendly to Linux operating system. Linux system administrators should work with other teams like storage administrators, network administrators, cybersecurity administrators to perform seamless operations with respect to organization. To manage the entire backend of the organization, Linux administrators will play very, very critical role. That's why I said, if you mention this Linux administration skill set in your resume, it will have a very high value for better job opportunities with respect to better career. I hope by this time you have realized how important is this particular course, is this particular skill, that is Linux administration. I'll give my best with respect to knowledge sharing, with respect to explanation, with respect to all the Linux concepts, what I'm planned in this particular course content. Linux is open source. Linux is operating system is highly customizable. You can highly customize the operating system. Very provides high security, as I just mentioned. Reliability, as we already have mentioned. Good choice for servers. Windows is good choice for client machines. It's a client server architecture, right? Every day we log into client machines. Your laptop, your daily laptops or desktops are nothing but the client Windows machines. For our day-to-day work environments, we don't connect to Linux. Linux is preferred for server-side operating system. It's a good choice for servers. Helps servers to run for long periods without any rebooting. Linux is cheaper with respect to cost efficiency. Speed, as I mentioned, it takes very less disk space. It takes very less memory. Applications will run very much better performance with respect to other operating system. Who should learn Linux? Anyone who is working who is aiming for information technology platform, who is already working in information technology, can learn Linux. Especially useful for administrators, system administrators, and network administrators. If you're aiming for network administrator, if you're aiming for Cisco certified network administrator, this Linux administration will be a strong foundation. If you're aiming for cybersecurity engineers, Linux administration is a very important, strong foundation. Linux administration is the first step to launch your specialty skill sets. It also helps our software developers. Linux is used in modern application development. Nowadays, applications are developed on Linux operating system and helps in this kind of information learning will become a more versatile developer. As I mentioned, cybersecurity professionals. Linux is important skill set for cybersecurity professionals because security is all about from server point of view, and servers are always running on Linux. If you are fresher, if you are passed out of your college, Linux is a preferred skill set for students who are in because of the demand in the job market. Linux is continuously in demand. There are many technologies who are out of demand, isn't it? There are many technologies which are in demand 10 years back. Now they are not in demand. There are many tools which are highly in demand 10 years back. Now they are not in demand. Whereas Linux will have a continuous demand. It will never be a legacy. Do you remember 20 years back, mainframes was in good demand? 10 years back, ETL tools like Informatica, Cognos are very good in demand. But now, they're not in demand. Whereas you cannot avoid Linux. Linux will continue its importance in the cloud infrastructure. Linux will continue its importance in managing servers. Okay, so this particular skill set, if you're gaining now, it will definitely give you a good mileage with respect to your software career. Clear? So you now by this time understood the importance of Linux. So without any delay, let's go ahead and get started with Linux. If you want to practice, if you want to learn Linux administration, you need a Linux environment. Am I right? You need a Linux. I cannot show you Linux in this is with mission. Look at this, my laptop or a desktop. You can see here. This is what environment, participants? This is my laptop, or this could be a laptop or a desktop. Look at this. This is what operating system? This is a Windows 10 operating system. I cannot show the Linux commands and I cannot train you on Linux administration on Windows operating system. We need a Linux environment. Option 1, we have to format this particular computer. Agree? Option 1, we need to format this entire machine and reinstall with Linux. Option 2, I'll be installing a virtualization platform called VMware Workstation. Okay. I'll be installing the virtualization platform called VMware Workstation. Okay. Now, look at this. Look at our plan. This is your laptop or desktop, or you can say hardware layer. Okay. Now my laptop, what I have just shown you, what did I install? I have installed operating system. The current operating system which is currently running on my laptop is Windows 10. Agree? I have shown you. As I have shown you, I have installed Windows 10 operating system. Now my plan is on top of Windows 10, we'll be installing a virtualization software called VMware. I'll be installing a virtualization software called VMware. On top of VMware, I'll be creating Red Hat Linux machine. This is a virtual machine. My actual machine is Windows 10. On top of Windows 10, I'll install this software called VMware. On top of VMware, I'll be installing the Linux machine. So daily we'll be connecting to this particular Linux machine to learn Linux administration course. Once I'm done with my session, I'll be powering off this Linux machine. Okay. And then I'll be using my Windows 10. So that's how it works. Clear? Clear about this? So let's get started. I'll be providing all these softwares for you. You may be having already Windows operating system and your laptop or desktop. So I'll be providing the VMware software for you. Please follow this. This session is recorded. After the session, I strongly recommend to follow the recording and use this particular VMware software, install the VMware on your laptop or desktop. And then on top of it, in today, I'll also show you how to install Linux. Follow the same steps. Take the recorded session as a reference and follow the same steps and create Linux machine on your laptop or desktop. Okay. So the infrastructure will be creating the infrastructure ready to get started with the practicals of Linux administration. So what is the first step? I already have laptop. On top of it, my laptop is installed with Windows 10 operating system. So what is the first step now? The first step what we are learning now is to install VMware Workstation. It's a virtualization tool which helps you to create virtual machines. You can create a Linux machine. You can create one more Windows. As per your requirements, you can create a Windows machine or you can create a Solaris machine. Any machines you want, you can create it as per your requirements. So this kind of virtual machines can be created on top of the VMware Workstation software. So step one, what I'm showing you is to install the VMware Workstation. Once the VMware Workstation software is installed, second step, I'll also show you how to create a Red Hat Linux machine so that we'll have the environment ready to get started with hands-on. Yes, Venu, your question, please.
Hi, I do not have a personal laptop. So can we use Azure machine or
Yes.
AWS?
It does not make any difference. You can do practice on AWS or Azure cloud platforms also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
As Venu said, if you don't want all these workstations, VMware, you can also go ahead and create a Linux machine. If you're having an AWS account or Microsoft Azure account, you can go ahead and create a Linux machine on AWS and you can connect to the Linux machine and practice the same examples which you're demonstrating now. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started. So first step, what we are learning is to install VMware Workstation. Okay, first I'll show you the software. Where is this VMware available in my machine? You can see here in this PC C drive. Okay, can you see VM17? Okay, this is a folder which I'll be sharing to you, participants. This VM17 folder will be sharing to you. This particular folder is having the VMware Workstation exe file. It's a software which we are installing now. Okay, when you install it, will ask for the key. I'll be using this particular key along with the software. I'll also provide you the key. Please follow the steps and install VMware Workstation software in your personal laptop or desktop. Let's get started. As you know, it's an exe file. Double click on the exe file. Click on yes. The version of our VMware Workstation software which we are installing. Let's wait. The version, participants, please have a look at this. The version of the VMware Workstation software is we are using VMware Workstation Professional Edition version 17. It's very simple. Most of the steps are next. Click on next. Accept the terms and the license agreement. Click on next. Click on next. Take the remove these check boxes. We don't want any product updates. It's just for training purpose. We don't want to join any customer experience program. So remove these check boxes. I want to have shortcuts in my desktop. I want to have shortcut of this particular VMware Workstation in start menu programs. Yes, go ahead and install this VMware Workstation Professional Edition version 17. Machine is pretty quick. Hardly takes less than, probably it will take just 3 minutes. It's in process. Participants, please have a look at it. Please have a look at it. Completed the VMware workstation wizard. Click on finish to exit the setup. We are done with setting up the VMware workstation professional edition version 17. Click on. Please apply the license. You can see the license button. Yes, I already have the license. Please use this particular license. Perfect. Click on enter. Complete. Finish. So participants, we are done with first step. So where are we standing now? We are done with installation of VMware workstation software in our personal laptop or desktop. You can see that icon. You can see here, this is the icon that is VMware Workstation Pro. So I'm opening this VMware Workstation. So don't worry, these are all my existing virtual machines. Don't worry about all these existing virtual machines, which I already have it. In your case, it will be an empty machines. You will not find these kind of number of machines. Okay. So what is the next thing what we are doing now? We are performing creating a new virtual machine. So what we are doing now, we are creating a new virtual machine. This is step 2. Step 1, what did we do? Step 1, we have installed VMware software. Now this is step 2. Right now, we are now installing Red Hat Linux operating system as a virtual machine. Okay. For this, okay, let's proceed. And first for this, you need an ISO file. First, let me show you where exactly the ISO file. I'll be also sharing the ISO file. ISO file is something like a disk image, like a DVD. So can you see here in my E drive, I have ISO images folder. In this ISO images folder, I have an ISO file. You can see this is a Red Hat RHCL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.1 version ISO file. I'll be sharing this disk image file. This disk image file is used for creating a virtual machine. I'll be sharing this disk image file to you. So 2 points I'll be sharing. I'll be sharing the VMware workstation software as well as the disk image so that you can create this Red Hat Linux environment. Okay, so let's get started. Anyways, this session is recorded. If you want, you can feel free to take notes. Anyways, this session is also recorded. You can use this recording as a reference for creating a Red Hat Linux machine. Let's go ahead and create a new virtual machine of Red Hat. Okay, the first step, what we need to do is to create a new folder. First step, what we need to do is to create a new folder. Look at the way I'm creating a new folder. In E drive, I'm creating a new folder. You can have any name. Let's have a meaningful name. RHEL 8.1. VM is the name of the folder. Okay, so we'll be using this folder for creating virtual machines. Remember, I have created one empty folder, RHEL 8.1 v_VM. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and open the virtual machine and then go ahead and option of creating a new virtual machine. The two options, you can create a new virtual machine in 2 ways by using typical or custom. I go with custom option because I have all the options in control. Click on custom, click on next. I will install operating systems later. Select this particular radio button. Select the operating system of this particular VM. Our operating system is Linux. We are creating what flavor? We are creating Red Hat Linux 8 64-bit operating system. Please select this option, my dear participants. We are selecting Red Hat Linux 8 64-bit operating system. Next. Virtual machine name can be anything. It can be default name or it can be any name. Location. Do you remember we have created one empty folder? In E drive, we have created one empty folder, red hat 8.1 underscore VM, map that particular folder. So all the files related to this particular virtual machine will be placed in this particular folder. Next, I want to allocate one processor and two cores. Remember, we need to provide hardware to the Linux machine. You need to allocate the hardware resources to the Linux machine. When I say hardware resources, you need to allocate your processor, you need to allocate your memory. When I say memory, it's nothing but RAM. So I'm allocating my processor of my hardware. I'm allocating one processor, select one processor, number of cores as 2. Next, how much memory you want to allocate? Memory is nothing but RAM. I want to allocate 4 GB memory. That is nothing but 4 GB is nothing but 4.96 MB. I'm allocating this memory to my virtual machine. Take the default option. Take the default option. Take the default option. Create a new virtual disk. How much hard disk I want to allocate to this particular VM. So I want to allocate, let's say 50 GB of hard drive. Okay, perfect. Remember, this is very important. Select this radio button, store virtual disk in a single file. Okay, the disk itself is, I want to have it in a single file. Next, this 50 GB, okay, click on browse and allocate that particular folder which you have created, map to that particular folder. So VMDK file will be created. This is just for information. Can you see here? The VMDK, can you see here? The VMDK is nothing but the disk file gets created. This is just for information. Click on next. Click on finish. So participants, we have allocated hardware in this wizard. I have created a new virtual machine. You can clearly see that I have allocated 4 GB of my memory. My actual memory is, if you observe, my actual memory is 16 GB. Okay. Your laptop or desktop, your actual memory is 16 GB, out of which 25%. That is nothing but 4 GB I have allocated to Linux machine. I have allocated one processor, two cores to this Linux machine. Because to run the Linux machine, Linux is a virtual machine. Okay. To run your virtual machines also, hardware components are required. So you need to allocate processor, you have to allocate the memory, you have allocated 50 GB of disk space. Okay. So using this hardware quota, what you have allocated, the Linux machine runs. Okay. You can see here the Linux machine has been successfully created. Next, you need to map the ISO file. As I shown you, ISO file is nothing but the disk file. Participants, there is an option called edit virtual machine settings. Participants, can you see we have here the option called edit virtual machine settings. Okay. So this particular virtual machine settings window gets open. So can you see select CD or DVD? That's nothing but the ISO file. Yes, I want to upload. You have to upload, link your ISO image. I'll be sharing this ISO file to you. ISO file is available in this E drive ISO folders. So ISO images. So this is the ISO file which I am linking. So using this ISO file, the machine will start installation. The Windows Linux machine will start installation. Click on OK and power on the Linux machine. We are uninstalling Red Hat Linux machine 8.1. You can see it. Automatic boot in 52 seconds. I don't want to wait for 56 seconds. Press enter. Just press enter. I want to show you from the scratch. Okay. I want to show you from the scratch so that you can create this infrastructure in your laptop or desktop. Starting installer. Welcome to the Red Hat Linux. What language would you want to use it for installation process? I want to use English language, India. Click on continue. We are in the process of installation of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.1. Time and date, please define the time and date. I'll be defining my local time. Okay, Asia, city as Kolkata, fine. Done. I have defined my date and time also. Next, installation destination. Click on this. Select the automatic configuration. Done. Go to software selection. Base environment. I'm installing this Red Hat Linux with the graphical user interface. Okay, I'm installing Linux, Red Hat Linux with graphical user interface. What all the additional softwares which I want, I'll be selecting the additional softwares. These are the minimum softwares generally always which we need. So Windows File Explorer. Let's go with FTP server. I want it can be used to generally FTP server is the preferred one. Next, network file system client. That's okay. Network servers. Please select these options. Performance tools for diagnosing your machine. Remote desktop clients. Okay. Remote management for Linux. Select this option. Virtualization. Yes. Virtualization hypervisor. Click on virtualization tools. Basic web server not required. Legacy compatibility container because you're not using this for container purpose. Graphical development tools. Select this development tools. Graphical administration tools, probably it's good for graphical administration videos. That's all. Security tools, yes, which is important. Select system tools also, that's also important. That's all. So these are the tools which I want, additional tools which I want to install on my Linux operating system. RPMs, select the RPM also, which helps for building purpose. Click on done. We are done. Click on begin installation. Participants, meanwhile, your Red Hat Linux is giving you two user settings. It is asking us to set the password. Root password is not set. Root is something like an administrator who will have full control on the operating system. It is asking us to set the root password. It is asking us to user creation. It is asking us to create a new user. We'll be doing both the steps. We'll be defining the root password. Root user, you'll always by default get it. So we are just defining the password for the root user. That is first step. And we'll also create one new user. Okay. So the password, let me show you. For the root user, the password which I want to set is welcome123, W capitals. And it is asking us to also define us to create a new user. Let's also do that. We'll be creating new user. The name of the user can be anything. I'm creating a user with my name, Sunil. And password which I want to create is Sunil123 with S as uppercase. Okay. Our convention is in the passwords, first letter should be in uppercase ending with 123. So here also first letter uppercase and ending with 123. First, let's define the password for the root user. The root user, the password which we want to define is welcome123 with the W as uppercase. Let's define the root password. Welcome123 with W uppercase. It is showing you the password is weak. That's okay. It's only for training purpose. Next, user creation. Let's create one user. The username SUNIL. Full name is SUNIL. Let's have username as SUNIL. Perfect. If you want to make this Sunil user as an administrator, please make it. So I want to make this new user as an administrator. Password as SUNIL123. Okay, so we remember we have created, we have defined the password for the root user, and we have created one new user with the name Sunil. Done. Okay, so 1694 packages are getting installed. We are done with almost 70% of installation. I strongly recommend you to spend some time. It's a one-time activity. What I'm showing you is a one-time activity which you have to do it in your personal laptop or desktop. I'll be providing you the VMware software, the VMware license keys, and the Red Hat Linux Enterprise version 8.1. I'll be providing you the ISO file because I want everything should be hands-on. You can retain the concepts only when you practice. Meanwhile, quick information. There's a WhatsApp group, WhatsApp community exclusively created for this particular batch. Participants, there's a WhatsApp community exclusively created for this particular batch. I hope you're already in the WhatsApp community. In case if you're not in the WhatsApp community, to get the updates about this particular training, not only this training, for the upcoming trainings also, I recommend you to join this WhatsApp community, which I've just posted in the chat box. Please look at the chat box and pick up the WhatsApp community link and join to that particular WhatsApp community to get the updates about this this community is exclusive for this particular Linux batch. Yes, Mr. Tosin,
Yeah, so I have a question. So this class is gonna be 1 hour, right? Every day.
correct. Daily 1 hour.
Okay, yeah, it's 12 a.m. right where I am. And
What time for you now?
yeah, it's 12, it's gonna be 12:18 now.
Oh my God, it's very late for you.
Yeah, I have to stay awake. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so one other question I want to ask is so why Red Hat? What about like other Linux? Is it Red Hat more enterprise based compared to other Linux?
It's not like that. All the flavors are almost equal. So I have
Okay,
taken Red Hat because Red Hat is having many participants are aiming for Red Hat certification. Okay. So considering
okay,
that point of view, I have taken this Red Hat flavor. But all the examples what you're learning now in this particular course is equally good for other flavors of Linux also. Concepts will remain the same.
okay. The concept remain the same. Okay.
90% of the commands will also remain the same. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So that's the
Okay.
reason. Generally, in the market, Red Hat certifications, many participants aim for Red Hat certifications. Okay. So
Okay.
considering that, I have taken Red Hat flavor.
All right. Okay. Okay. Because I see that a lot of the firewalls are built on Linux. Uh,
Yes.
like yeah, so that's why I was curious about which Linux is much best for
If we
security.
learn one Linux, the other flavor is almost the same. Tosin.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so one last thing I wanted to ask is that I know that your classes are always like first class and second class, sometimes like free for everybody. Then the next one is gonna be like
You
those
are
that
right.
are paid. Yeah. So
You are right.
is the payment still on the like I think I remember then it was on I don't know. There's a platform that payment was
There is
made
a
from.
site. Okay. Okay. I'll show you this. This
Okay.
is our
Yeah.
site, logiclabstech.com.
Okay.
I'm also posting that site in the chat box.
All right.
So can you see this is upcoming batches, Tosin?
Yeah. Sure.
So this is what we have started today. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So this is the course content. Anyways, I'll be also showing you the course content. This is a payment link. Okay.
Oh,
So
good.
click on this payment link. Okay. Buy course as per Indian rupees, it is 4,720. It will be converted into equivalent dollars in US.
Okay. Okay.
Click on buy course. Check out. Log in using Google. I already have logged in. In your case, it will ask you to log in using Google. Check out and complete the payment using credit card. For international
Sure.
payments, credit card.
Okay.
Please complete the payment using credit card. Okay, so that you will have access. And as mentioned, participants, today is day one. Today is a demo session. Tomorrow is the continuation of today. Tomorrow we'll also get into started. We'll learn basics of Linux commands to get started. So tomorrow is also the demo. Okay, and day after tomorrow is also demo. The first 3 days are demo sessions. Okay, and then
Okay.
from day four you have to day three. Once the day three is completed, you need to take the decision and enroll for the course so that you get the new Zoom link from day four. Okay,
Okay.
first
All right.
three days you can join using the same Zoom link how you have joined today.
Okay. Yeah. So last thing again, I've taken a lot of courses with your time zone. So I understand Monday to Friday, right?
You are right.
It's your week is starting by Sunday from our own end, right? Or is it still
Yeah, from your timing it will be Sunday evening. Your training starts from Sunday evening.
okay? So no classes for me on Friday.
No class for you on Friday. You are right.
Okay. All right.
you, you can
Thank
enjoy
you.
Friday.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. And you
All
can
right.
take the help of the recordings, Tosin, as you know, in case if you miss any particular session because of the timings issue, you can catch up the
Yeah.
recordings. That is always there.
Yeah. So I like it when it's live because when it's a sacrifice, right? You want to learn something, you have to pay the sacrifice.
You're right.
So that's why I don't when I miss a class, I don't go back to the recordings. I just say, yeah, thank you very
Okay.
much. Okay,
You
I
make sure
will
that
make the payment
you
tomorrow.
attend live.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Tosin. You're
All
from
right.
which city?
Yeah, I'm from Canada.
Canada.
Yeah,
I think your friend is also from Canada who attended my training, isn't it?
yeah,
Who referred?
yeah.
Okay.
I referred a lot of people to you. Yeah,
Thank you.
after then, I okay. Then I was in Africa. So I moved to
Mm-hmm.
Canada. From Canada, I moved to US. So I came back to Canada. So
Okay.
then I had the training with you, and it was a good training, right? Because I got my first job in the US with your training certificate.
So my training helped you?
Yeah, because if you have like a review, I can help you do a review. I can help you do a review. Just share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
got I've got so many certification after then that I have
Mhm.
written some exams. So, but you are so easy, right? So,
We will be
sh
focusing on basics. That's my skill. That's my style. So
mm,
when my understanding in any technology, if you're very strong in basics, we can upgrade ourselves. Am I right? Okay.
that's sure,
So
sure, sure.
that's my way of learning, teaching. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good, good.
Good morning, Ramesh. How are you doing? Your location, your experience, please.
Hey Sunil, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Ramesh. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for asking. So I'm from Karnataka, Bangalore.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know. See this
Your work
payment.
experience?
I'm into Windows actually. I have 10 plus Windows
Hmm.
and VMware. But as
Oh,
you know, see, we are moving towards the cloud. Everyone needs to know Linux as we working in DevOps and all. So we should know Linux also.
you are right. Linux is very important. We cannot
Yeah,
escape from Linux in your work
yeah.
experience. So
So
good.
Terraform, all the
Thank you.
stuff, it's very difficult. So I thought to join. I saw your message in.
So are you also from our old participant or you are first time
No, no,
joining?
I never joined. So,
Okay.
but I had to do that WhatsApp group. So I was
Okay.
seeing. So just I saw the Linux class is going to start in 19th. So I joined it.
Okay. Correct. Okay.
Observe. So here you were talking. You were taking the classes, and we are watching. So there is no two-way communication. So only one.
Now, whenever you want to communicate, you can raise your hand like how you have done it now, Ramesh.
Okay, okay,
When in practicals, when you're learning any concept, you're allowed to raise the hand. But the moment you raise the hand, I'll get a notification. I'll
okay,
immediately unmute and we can have a communication. Okay? That's how it
okay.
happens.
Yes. Yeah, since it is new for us, Linux, so we will be having a lot of doubts. So that should be cleared. That's
Yes,
it.
whenever you have a doubt, raise your hand. You will get an option to unmute. And we'll start from basics, Ramesh. Okay, there's no
Okay.
prerequisite for this particular course. Okay,
Mhm. Okay.
we'll start with basics and we'll cover all the required concepts which are useful for Linux administration.
Sunil, after this class, will I able to manage any Linux servers?
Obviously,
Because
yes.
yeah, in my environment, Linux servers also there. They are asking to work on it, but we don't know how to log
After
in.
having this knowledge, you feel more comfortable working with the Linux environments with
Okay.
respect to the client requirements. Okay.
Yeah. I saw your way of teaching. It's very good.
When did you saw that?
No, no.
Now, today. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you're from previous sessions.
No, no.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you. And
Okay.
continue the learning.
Sure.
As you know, in the IT industry, learning more skills is a continuous process. Am I right,
Sure.
Ramesh?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So continuous learning is very important. The key in the current industry where it is moving very fast, technologies are getting
Mhm.
outdated. But Linux, as you know, Ramesh, we cannot escape from Linux, isn't it? It
Yeah, yeah.
never be outdated. Okay.
But it is definitely it will useful for cloud, right?
Correct. Yes.
No. Thanks.
Cloud is for servers, and servers are always on Linux. That's why.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ramesh.
Thank you.
Sai Kumar, good morning. How are you doing? Your location, your experience, please.
Yeah, hi Sunil. Good morning. Yeah, I'm from Hyderabad. I have 5 years experience.
Okay.
For 2 years I used to work as a technical support in end user computing services.
Okay.
Then I moved to Nexthink Administrator, which is an end user automation tool.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to boost my career in Linux, so I
Yes.
started to look for certification. So I found
Mm.
that this RHCSA is quite valuable now.
Yes, you're right. That's
Yeah,
the reason our previous participants asked any reason for specifically starting Red Hat Linux, because Red Hat Linux is preferred for certifications. Mm.
yeah, that's what. So when I googled it to get certified in RHCSA, I see that there should be a prerequisite like RH20 124 is needed. Is that true, Sunil?
No, no. To become Red Hat certified, okay. So we will, what the course content is designed. After this course, you can aim for certification. We'll also share you dumps. Sai.
Okay.
Dumps are nothing but the frequent. I hope you know it's a frequently asked questions.
Mm,
Okay, 60
yeah.
to 70% of the questions you get it from the dumps. Okay.
Yeah.
So after this learning, prepare for the dumps and aim for certification. You'll be certified. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so okay, after preparing these attending these live classes and
Preparing the
preparing the
dumps,
dumps, I'll
and
able
then
to
you
say.
can schedule the exam.
Okay, yeah, okay. And will I get any help to build my resume in this?
We'll share you sample resumes. You can use the sample resumes as a reference for building your own resume.
Okay, if I yeah after this course, so if I'm trying to apply for these roles, RHCSA, so will they expect me experienced or certification will be prioritized?
Whatever the current experience you're having,
Hmm.
you are having, you are previously worked as a tech support,
Yeah,
and then you have working as a
next thing
and
administrator. Yeah,
sorry.
next thing administrator. It's a end
Okay,
user automation.
that's your own product, right? That's your
Yes.
automation product. How
Yeah.
many years you are having that
3 years.
product? 3 years.
Yeah.
Out of those 3 years, latest 2 years you put it as you worked on Linux environment. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what kind of roles and responsibilities, what kind of challenges you have faced, that you'll understand it once you complete the course. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your resume should have such a way that your latest 1 or 1.5 year experience is on Linux.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it will become relevant resume. You'll have more number of calls.
Yeah, that's what my main concern is. How to
Correct.
do that? Yeah.
Yes. Learning is very important, Sai. Okay, to upgrade our career.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd
I'm
like
sure
to.
you'll enjoy this training. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, sure, sure. Thank you, Sunil.
How do you know about this institute, Sai?
Yeah, it's I heard from my one of my cousin so long back, but I didn't look into that. But
Mm.
recently, yeah, I started digging up to learn
So
this.
you are in the chat in the WhatsApp groups?
No, just before joining this course, it would have started on 12th November, right?
It
So
has
before
postponed
that,
by
I
1 week.
joined. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Before that, I joined in this community, and
Okay.
yeah, I purchased this course.
Thank you. Thank you, Sai.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sunil.
All the best. It's afternoon now. Good afternoon, Salma.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, Sunil. How are you?
Doing well. Your location, your work experience, please.
Yeah, actually, my work location is Bangalore. I'm working for Kindriel. So, yeah,
Okay.
11 years of experience, but I'm into AX platform. So, recently started working on Linux. It's a server build
Hmm.
on cloud, IBM cloud.
Oh, good. Mm.
Yeah, so I want to get certified in this.
Okay.
I have this link since from past 3 years. So, one of
Which
my
link?
this group, whatever group.
WhatsApp group.
Yes, WhatsApp group. So I just see the updates, AWS course and all. So I was waiting for your course to come in. Like for Linux, you are the person, right? So I was waiting for your to get the training from you.
Okay.
So just
Thank you. Thank you. Finally. Generally, I don't start Linux, Salma. Generally, I
yes,
start
yes. It's
DevOps
been
and
I think from past 6, 7 years, I'm waiting for your name to be nominated for this Linux. So I
Okay.
didn't attend so many. I saw so many one person.
Other instructors will be there
Um,
generally for Linux.
yes, yes.
But many are asking for Linux from me, so that's the reason I have started this course.
Yeah, I used to get in touch with Aisha, like when Sunil sir is taking, please inform me when Sunil sir is taking. So now it's time come to understand this thing.
Yeah, and after this, I will not take. I will not repeat again for next 2 years. Okay, this is the only.
Okay, again we need to wait.
That's
But this time we'll clear the certification and we'll get it.
yeah, get
So
certified
whatever
and
dumps we get, right, Sunil? So
yes,
that is sufficient to clear
that
the
is sufficient.
exam.
Yes, you are right.
Okay,
We'll
fine.
will help you in case if you are serious in dumps. So connect to us offline. Send us an
Mhm.
email. We'll help
Okay.
you to become certified.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Salma. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Meanwhile, let's have a course content, which I want to share it to you. I hope you already have looked at the course content, which is already published in our website. Course duration is 4 weeks, close to 1 month. 1 hour per day. Starts 11 o'clock as per Indian time, 11 a.m. We'll start with basics. Essential is nothing but basics Linux commands, and then we drill down towards Linux advanced commands. Okay, we'll understand how Linux will help in performance monitoring. You'll understand how to manage users, how to manage groups, how to create users, how to create groups, super user access, memberships, essential tools, how to use remote access, what do you mean by secure shell connections, compressing, which are frequently used activities, dealing with files, creating hard and soft links, dealing with permissions, which are very, very important, understanding and managing the operating system, interrupting the boot process, identifying the intensive process to kill the process, which is very important. You'll get this from the monitoring team to kill a specific process, scheduling, tuning, network services, transferring files, FTP, working with partitions, working with volumes, mount files, swap machines, swap memory, configuring the files, different types of file systems, working with extending the volumes, file permission problems, deploying, scheduling the task, maintaining the task, dealing with services, installing and updating the software packages from the repositories, modifying the system bootloader. We'll also touch base with respect to networking concepts, configuring the hostname resolution, configuring the IP addresses v4 and v6, managing the firewall, restricting the network access with respect to firewall related packages, maintaining the security. Okay. Setting out enforcement with respect to different passive modes, permissive modes of Linux, restoring the default file context, managing ports, Boolean settings, diagnostic and policy violations. So these are the complete extensive course. All the topics will be touch basing with respect to Linux operating system. 1 minute, please. One minute, please. So participants, by this time you have seen the completed Red Hat Linux is now successfully installed and ready for you to use. So we are ready to use. Please reboot the machine. Go ahead and reboot it. So please, I want strongly, if you're very serious in learning Linux, I strongly recommend to set up this VMware workstation and use this particular ISO files, use this particular softwares and the key which I'm sharing it to you. Please go ahead and install it. This particular day one video will be available in our YouTube channel also. So you can watch this particular video in the YouTube channel to get started with Linux. Okay, so we are rebooting the Linux machine. As we have installed Linux with graphical user interface, we'll get the GUI. You can see this is the GUI setup. Licensing information. License is not accept. Click on that. Accept the license agreement. Click on done. On the top, you'll have a done button, and then finish configuration. Machine is getting started. Do you remember we have created a new user, Sunil? So that new user gets prompt up. So let's select the Sunil user. If not listed, click on not listed. Let's log in with root user. Okay, so do you remember two things we have done it? We have defined the password for the root user. We have created a new user. Okay, so let's log in with the root user. Password is welcome123. Do you remember? With W uppercase. I have logged in with a root user. What is the root user? What is a normal user? You'll understand it soon. We are experiencing now the welcome wizard. So select the English language, India. Select the default option, click on next. Location services are not required, click on off. Connect your online accounts, not required, skip. Start using Red Hat Enterprise Linux. That's what I want to do it. Close this window. Participants, this is how the Linux machine looks like. This is how the Linux machine looks like. You can open terminal and you can start running the Linux commands. So that's not for today. You have to wait your curiosity for next day. See tomorrow. So plan for tomorrow. I'll not repeat this again. Tomorrow directly I'll power off. Once you're done with practicing, remember, you'll be powering off the Linux machine. I'll also show you how to power off. Can you see here on the top, we have a power off option. Select this. There's an option called power off. This is how to power off the Linux machine. I want to power off the Linux machine. So this is how you have to power on the Linux machine and practice and then power off the Linux machine. It will be very, very simple and you can be back to your original Windows machine. So participants, this is what I have planned for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed the session. So what's the plan for tomorrow? As the Linux environment is ready, I'll not repeat tomorrow about VMware installation and Linux machine creation. The Linux machine is already ready. Watch this video. Please create a Linux environment ready in your laptop or desktop. And tomorrow we'll get started with the, as I told you, there's no prerequisite for this particular course. Even though you're a fresher, you're from non-IT background, you may have zero experience in the IT industry, but still you can, considering them point of view, we'll start from basics. Okay, so we'll start with basics Linux commands and then we'll drill down to all the concepts of Linux administration. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the session. So stay tuned. Please join tomorrow using the same link, like how you have joined the link. The join tomorrow. Tomorrow is also the demo session. Please join using the same link and let's get started learning together the Linux administration. Until then, signing off. Have a good time. Thank you very much. This is Sunil Kopavarapu.